Oprah. Because we were just in St. Paul, Minnesota, where I spent an entire day of my life with Oprah Winfrey. I joined Oprah on her 2020 Vision Your Life in Focus tour, sponsored by WW, which is Weight Watchers Reimagined. As I said, I spent the day with her, but for me, this was a day for us. And it was emotional. Here's one of the moments.
We need a show like yours to show us, to be a mirror, to reflect back to us who we are. That's what you're there for.
That is what we are here for. But as I said, the day, it was for us, and it was amazing. Take a look. We arrived in Minnesota, where it was minus 18 degrees.
Run!
I had to stop by and say hi to the Mary Tyler Moore statue for a little good luck. Turn the world on with her smile. Woo! We're in basically the basement of the XL Energy Center. You hear the music, everyone's getting pumped up. This is massive. I've been to rock concerts, you can imagine, all around the world. This is like being at the most amazing rock concert you've ever attended. It was an intoxicating day of wellness, with Oprah guiding over 15,000 people.
Let's go! Good to see you! Hi. Thank you. Have a seat. 2020, my word is purpose. I made a decision. I wasn't going to do anything, not make a move, not leave my front door unless it was purposeful. So I am here to share with you what I believe are the keys to focusing on having a magnificent life, because I have a magnificent life. Anything you think it is, it's 10 times better than that. And it is because I actually have learned to live from my spiritual core, and I've learned to set the vision and live with intention and allow everything I do to move me in the direction of that. And that is what I want for you.
There was an exhilarating dance with Julianne Hough to fire us up. And to cool things down, meditation to center us. And a workbook exercise rating our well-being on a scale of 1 to 4.
I believe my work makes a meaningful contribution to the world. Tamron Hall, how are you doing?
Hey!
You would get a 4 on that.
After the first half, I had a chance to bond with some of the 15,000 there.
The friendships, you know, just kind of brings everyone together.
I know, it's like a party of 15,000 people.
Yes.
Right? I love it. All right, well,
And the dancing.
Oh, and the dancing was good. Well, thank you for letting me make it. Thank you.
It's really inspirational because I grew up watching Oprah.
It made me think in a way that I didn't know was in me.
Amen, right?
Amen.
Amen, Toasty Cheeks. Amen.
What a beautiful person. I love you.
I do too. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. At each of the 9 stops in this tour, a special guest. This time it was Tina Fey.
What's the lesson that's taken you the longest to learn?
I think I'm at an age where I'm trying to learn that I don't have to be so obedient. I'm a very obedient person, a very obedient child. Growing up, I'm a pleaser.
Do you still say yes a lot of times when you mean no?
No, I think I don't. I think I don't say yes when I mean no. Yeah, I think I'm cured. I'm cured. It was the Vision tour.
We left enlightened, inspired, and empowered.
The fact that you're here means that you're already ready to be well. So do not waste another moment wondering if there is more. There is. As long as there's breath, there's more. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to activate the vision? Say it out loud with me and claim your power. I can. I will. Watch me. Thank you, Twin Cities.
I'm backstage now waiting to interview Oprah Winfrey. I think I've told you guys this before. I first met Oprah when we were both in Chicago. I was, I think, 27-ish years old. Since then, she has invited me to her home in California. I've attended events through her invitation, but I've never had a chance to interview her one-on-one. So to have my one-on-one interview be a part of this major conversation is so epic. Now, because you never give away your shot, as they say, this is my one shot, I may not get it again, I brought this. This is the premiere issue of the Oprah magazine. It's inside here. I've never opened it, and it will be opened in front of her, and I got one more thing to show her. This is when Harpo Studios closed and became something else. Right before they shuttered the doors, I hosted a special looking back at 25 years of the Oprah Winfrey Show, and they tell me that I was the last person to walk through the Oprah Winfrey O door before they all said goodnight and goodbye forever. So I've got these two things. I got a conversation with Oprah, and it's happening in a few minutes.
Wow, Tamron.
Hello. That was amazing.
Oh, wow, you look like a beautiful cashmere
They told me not to
snow bunny.
move from the tee, but I'm moving.
Move.
Thank you. Thank you.
So happy to
I
be
got my
here.
score. I'm hiding my score.
What is it?
What do you think my score is?
110 and 117. Oh, very good. That was good.
That was not a good sign.
Ah, that's good.
It's a 104.
You know what wellness can be. You need to aim for it. First of all new moms are a little stressed. Yeah. And I think what you're trying to do, I didn't do that because I knew I couldn't do it well. What you're doing is raising a child and also doing a daily show. So I really, this is very good.
That's a good score.
This is very good.
This is so powerful.
You know why this is so good? This is what the thing is. I know what it takes to do what you're doing every day, because I've done that a little bit. And this is what I don't get, Tamron. You do that whole show, you're with your staff, you're which is what I was doing every day. When you go home, your family expects you to walk in the door, and they don't care that it's the Tamron Hall show.
But that's what 15,000 people, most women in there, feel the same. It's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
They're not on live TV.
Yeah.
But you go home to the obligation, the expectation, and you forget the wellness.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to keep in balance. So I say anybody who is a mom and also working outside the home, because you know, the real work is what you're doing inside the home with your child. Anybody who's a mom and doing it all, if you get to 100, that's really good.
You get to 100, that's good.
You can get to 100 on the wellness quotient, yeah.
You know what, when we got in this morning, or last night, I got in here this morning, I said, why did I need to be here? Why did I need to experience and see this firsthand?
Yeah.
What does she mean by democratizing wellness? What does she mean? And then I looked around and I said,
look at this audience.
This is it.
This is it.
Why now, though? Why now?
But why now is because I think the country is so torn. The country is everywhere you go. You can't be in a conversation with anybody anywhere where we're not talking about how messed up things are, how torn apart we are.
It's the new hello.
Yeah, it's the new hello.
And they say, can you believe?
Can you believe?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So this is the thing. You look in the stadium and you got all the states represented here, red states and blue states and purple states and no states and independents and all of it. And everybody is joined together with one idea. How do I make myself more whole? How do I free myself to live the life that I have been intending or dreaming of or not even clear about my intention? So the one thing that we can all agree on is that we want the best for ourselves and we want the best for our families. And I can look at you from a red state or you from a blue state and I can see, oh, we have common ground there.
But the thing you did for 25 years with the Oprah Winfrey Show was to remind us that if you talk about it, it's real.
Yeah, that's why you're on, to remind people. That's why you're on to remind people. That's what that platform is about. It's about reminding people daily about who they are and what are our core values. What are the things that we share together as red state, blue state, purple state, American people, the people of this country. And I believe that, you know, there is so much, that's why a platform like yours is so important right now, because everything else is telling us how torn apart we are. And the language that we feed to ourselves and the language that then we then feed out and distribute to others is then how we begin to define ourselves. So everywhere you go, people just say, it's so bad, it's so bad.
Nobody says hello.
Nobody says hello.
Nobody says
they
hello.
Go, oh God, it's so bad.
Right.
Yes, yeah, can you believe it?
So
I think we need to change the language, what we're saying to ourselves about what is happening.
What's also key with this tour is what we are saying to ourselves. You talked about beating yourself up. You even talked about recently having anxiety in your spirit.
Yeah.
How does this coincide with what we're learning and teaching on these 9
Well,
cities?
what happens is whenever this is what I've learned, whenever you're out teaching and preaching something, the thing shows up in your life to say, did you really get it? So you're not just proselytizing, but how are you actually living what you're saying? So, you know, whenever I am in any kind of anguish or disturbance or challenge, I go in. I don't ask the thing out here. I go in and sit with myself. I call it, you know, I have a come to Jesus talk with myself.
We know that line. You've used many times. The come to Jesus moment, the aha moment, the oh moment.
Yeah.
But you had, your moment came with pneumonia.
Yeah. That was a big moment for me.
That's
and you know, and
terrifying.
then I said, yeah, and then I started hearing all these stories of all the other people who'd had pneumonia and Whoopi and how she almost died. And, you know, you Google pneumonia, it ain't
Kim
good.
Porter,
yes.
a young mother.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
So you had to look at yourself
I
and say,
said, what is this pneumonia here to show me? I mean, you know, what will happen is, and I say this to my best friend Gail all the time, who doesn't get enough sleep.
never. She's at everything.
At everything. Listen, if you don't slow down, your body will slow you down. So I obviously needed to slow down. I didn't know how to say no once I'd made a commitment, because now I made the commitment and now I got to go from this end of the country and then I got to go out of the country. And then, so it actually allowed me the space to understand things can go on without you. Even though you said you were going to be there, I couldn't fly because my lungs wouldn't let me.
Which surprised me that after all these years of intention and teaching us to stand up and love ourselves first,
it's because
we're still struggling with it.
Yes, you know why? Because once I give my word, I do it.
Yeah.
And so I never missed a day, not a day of the Oprah show in 25 years. And I went in sick, and I went in with the flu, and I went in when I didn't feel well, and I went in when I'd had, you know, terrible things going on in my life, because I'm showing up because I know the people showed up. Right. And so I made a commitment to do that. So I think that that's really a good thing, to honor your commitments. I don't think it's a good thing to honor your commitments at the detriment of yourself.
When you saw
and that's
those,
what pneumonia taught me.
When you saw all of those hands go up, when you said, are you getting enough rest? That was the one question, the entire 15,000
We are
people.
united and we do not get enough rest.
What are we doing?
Because I think most people don't even think they deserve it. They just think, you know,
I'm supposed to be doing
this. I don't have time. I don't have time for that. And I have learned the hard way that only through filling yourself up, only through giving back to yourself, are you actually full enough to offer in fullness to other people. I've been off the air now from doing what you do every day for, this will be my 9th year. What always just stupefies me, I'm just stupefied. I was backstage and I'm looking up at this arena and the rafters are filled and the people have come out on like a minus 18 degree day.
That's the wind chill.
With the wind chill.
Minus 18 today.
And I'm just like, that is incredible, that the legacy of that show and what we not just tried to do, but what the imprint that we left impacted people in such a way that they're still yearning for how to give the best of themselves. And so literally, I mean, sometimes I'm like backstage and I'm looking out and I think, well, I don't have a guitar and I don't have any musicians.
You have so many other gifts. You're not Prince.
I'm not
can't
Prince.
come out there.
I can't come out there.
Yeah.
But I'm amazed and I'm humbled by the fact that people still want to hear anything that I have to say.
You're out there for hours.
Yeah.
You know that what you've learned and what we experienced with you for 25 years and that what we've missed.
It's actually the best because, you know, when I was doing a show like you're doing daily and I have, you know, all praises, because I know what that takes. I know the energy that takes. I know it takes everything. Anyway, when I'm out there, it feels like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, because I'm at a stage in my life now where I don't need or want for anything. It really is about using my life in a purposeful way to help everybody else lift theirs.
Now, part 2 of my interview with Oprah, 22 years in the making. It is my honor and my pleasure to take you on this journey. Here we go. I have my What Would Oprah Ask Oprah questions.
Yeah.
It's just a few. How did your name get tied up in the Meghan Markle, Prince Harry storyline?
It got tied up, I think, because this is what happens
when
you go to the wedding. And since that time, I have become friendly with them, but I certainly am not an advisor, and I certainly do not think they need my advice. But listen, I support anybody in doing what they need to do to take care, support their family, declare their own freedom. I support them in that, and I'm, happy for them.
Here's my theory. You do miss daytime television. You do want to return. That means I'm unemployed.
No.
But there was a report
I never
that said you were reconsidering.
No.
If that's true, I'm going to faint because we're all off TV. But I believe it. I believe you miss it. And I can't believe I'm in Oprah's face saying it like this. I'm going to back up. But I believe you miss it, and I believe you want to come back.
Oh, no, that is not true.
Really?
Oh, no, that is not true.
Did you see that?
I was very clear when I left. I had said as much as I felt I could say in that platform, and doing that in a way that I thought, I could lift people up. And so what that did was create a path for other people like yourself. But the happiest moments for me were always when I was doing the spiritual talk, the spiritual shows. Those were the happiest moments for me. And so when I put myself in the position of being able to speak to 15,000 people and say exactly what I want to say and not have to build it around anything else other than this is just what I want you to know, that's when I'm my happiest.
You got to come and visit us on the show.
As you know, I'm on tour until March,
yes.
But I will make it happen.
Part of this is the WW conversation, the weight. I didn't remember the Joan Rivers moment.
So how'd you gain the weight? I ate a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the wagon and all of those things. I didn't know that was such a huge moment of change for you.
Oh, no, it wasn't just change. It was shame. It was a big moment of shame for me.
And we talk a lot about shame and wellness.
Now we say, oh, that would be fat shaming. Now you wouldn't be able to get away with that, asking somebody why you're so fat on national television. But at the time, I was so thrown by it. As I was saying, we all know that when you come on a talk show, people have talked to you before about what you're going to talk about. And that was not in the discussion before. Right. And so when she just said...
That's what we call an ambush now. She ambushed you. Joan Rivers ambushed you.
When Joan Rivers said to me, okay, how'd you gain the weight? I literally was like, potato chips?
Yes. Like, how do you think I gained it?
Yeah, I know.
So now you don't use a scale, you measure how you feel.
Yeah, I measure how I feel, and I measure, do I feel good in this outfit? And I measure, how do I feel inside my body?
Healthy is the new skinny.
Yes.
And that's what you are telling people with this message, but it's a mind, body, soul, which is what we did last week on the show.
Yes, because you don't get there. You don't get there unless it is mind and body and spirit.
Okay, well, the spirit has a list of things I have here.
Okay.
I told you this on text.
Uh-huh.
This was the first time we met. I was
at the Oprah magazine.
Yes.
You were 27.
27.
Wow.
27. No one's able to touch this, even you. So
really?
Don't
you want it signed?
It would mess it up.
Okay, I won't sign.
No, I can't. I want it signed.
I know.
This is when we met.
Oh my. Look at that. I look so fresh-faced.
You look exactly the same. Your hair is longer, but exactly the same. That moment came, and then you talked about purpose and intention. So when we launched the show, we have big TH doors. Rumor has it, when I hosted, I taped a show at Harpo, I was the last person to walk through the O door before the building took on the new form. End of last year, I said, I'm never walking out of the TH doors until Oprah can come to my show and walk through the TH doors. It's not right. She has to walk through those doors before I do. New Year, I said, I'm going to walk through the door because she would want me to. She said, you worked hard. I laid out the path. You walk through the TH door. Beginning of the new year, I walked through the TH door, and I got a call to come and interview you.
Oh, my gosh.
And for me, I'm going to start crying, but for me, and what I saw here today and what you've done is just remind us that the space we occupy, we're supposed to be there. We're exactly where we're supposed
never
to be.
anywhere you're not supposed to be. And you know, life is always, if you're having any kind of experience at all, it is happening for the evolution of your own soul's consciousness all the time. And so that's why whenever I'm in a situation, I know that whatever this is happening, it's not just happening to me, it's also happening for me. And this is not about a show, and this is not about a paycheck. It's not about how much money you get at the end of the day or how much attention. It's about how you are used and the calling that is your life. It's literally, you cannot have a show like yours on a daily basis in people's home and it not be a supreme moment of destiny for you.
Thank you for allowing me to be here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And here's to living life in focus.
Thank you very much to Oprah. Thank you. And, you know, I'm tearing up because she was saying that's my life, but that's all of our lives. Each person, you're at home, you're here, you're in Cyber Hall. We are exactly where we are supposed to be so that our lives can be in focus. So here's to 2020 and all of us living the best darn lives that we can. And by the way, go to TamronHallShow.com. I have a little of the worksheet questions I failed on. Do you decompress? Clearly not. I got a 1, but we're going to continue the conversation because it is about living our life in focus.